reckon I'll do the next installment of Wild Bill's True Hollywood Stories. I was fourth generation show business. My grandfather was a contract player with Paramount. My great aunt was one of the extras on Taxi. She was on every episode where they were in the garage, all but 3, I think. My cousin, Diana Goodman, was a hee-haw honey, and she was Miss Georgia and Elvis's favorite girlfriend. And then, of course, my great Uncle Fred owned the Ford dealership in Somerville, Georgia, and bred the purest Morgan horses in the world. But he was a piano player and kind of a political man up there in Somerville, North Georgia politics, but he was in vaudeville, piano player before that. And then, of course, I started in show business when they were doing movies in Georgia in the late 70s around Smokey and the Bandit. I had been in an extra in Bear with Gary Busey about Bear Bryant. I had been in Six Pack with Kenny Rogers and the beautiful Diane Lane. A few others, I can't remember offhand, and Marvin and Tige with John Cassavetes and the legendary Billy D. Williams. Well, fast forward, I reckon you're talking about close to 20 years. That was in maybe 84. I remember it was like 97, 96 or 97, maybe 95. And I am the wine steward and VIP host and a waiter at the Alto Palato on 755 La Cienega. And Gene Wilder's sister and her husband were 2 of my best clients. They loved me to death, and they came in every Wednesday for a regional menu. And their son was involved in behind the camera. He wanted to be a director. And he had done a lot of assistant directing, but he finally got his financing, had a film that was his, a script that he liked, and I can't remember how he got the script, the funding, and it was his directorial debut, and he was nervous about it. Well, he had a meeting he wanted to have in the private room at Alto Palato, and I was the one that handled all those private parties, and Kevin Spacey was one of the owners. We'll do another segment on that. So anyway, he said it was only for 2 people. So we had this big private room, and I just set a table he said set it for 3. There was an extra chair just in case somebody came with him and walked in. I didn't know who it was going to be, but it was the legendary Billy D. Williams. And the last thing an actor wants to hear in Hollywood is some dumb fuck waiter telling them that they're an actor, especially a living legend like Billy D. And so I go through the whole meal, and I'm real tight with the director, my friend's son, Gene Wilder's nephew, basically. And went through the meal. Everything was perfect. I did the wine pairing with the food and laid out everything, and I let them do their thing. I didn't really talk much, but the director's engaging me a lot, kind of wanting to play off me when things got kind of tight with Billy D. Billy D. Williams was a real serious man, and wasn't no bullshit, and there wasn't any frivolity with him at all. So I didn't say anything about one of my first movies was working with him. And so we went through I waited till the main course was done. He got a full meal. He's relaxed a little bit. I think they'd hammered out most of the details. And so I had some wine there. I was about ready to give him. And I had taken a dessert order. I talked to him about dessert, and we'd put the order in. And I'm sitting there, I said, Mr. Williams, one of the first pictures I was in was as an extra when I was a kid in Atlanta, when you did Marvin and Tige. He goes, that cocksucker never paid me. I was like, I couldn't think of anything to say. I was shut, and I go, more wine, Mr. Williams? And he just pointed at it. And I poured a little in the glass and walked off. Oh, Lord. That was another world than what I was used to here in southern Appalachia.